the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Tonight on DC News Now at 10, covering the entire DMV. Here's a look at the latest into our newsroom.
Saw the total disaster. That was crazy, you know.
Severe and destructive storms wallop the metro region. People hurt, property damaged, neighbors forced out of their homes, and one possible death because of the damage left behind. We're in the field tonight and looking at your forecast in the hours and days ahead. Plus, we're beating the heat. A look across the DMV on how you can stay cool. Make sure your loved ones are also doing the same this weekend. And it's not what you expect to see during your shift or when you're on the way to work. Look at how Metro employees helped deliver a baby girl. And we're tracking severe weather damage causing destruction in DC, Maryland, and Virginia, all across the DMV. Downed power lines, trees, crippling roadways, hitting cars here in Montgomery County, in the district, and down in Virginia as well. We're covering it all here on DC News Now, which is why we want to get over to Scott Sumner, meteorologist who's been tracking hours worth of forecast tonight. Scott, moments ago, you just shared some good news about the forecast.
Yeah, I said everything was clear, including the rain out of St. Mary's County. Finally, we've got that pushing further south. But look at this, the damage is already done. All these little dots here, all these little icons, they're all wind icons. Gusty winds move through here. Hurricane force winds, as a matter of fact, up to 74-mile-an-hour wind speeds. And that's why all the damage across the region here. And one of those was about a mile to the west-southwest of the National Arboretum here in the district. And yeah, we had plenty of winds there, and we'll get into the meat and potatoes of it. Ben will show you some video damage coming up, but there is the last gasp of showers as it continues to slide off of St. Mary's County. Now, this line again, right there around 2:30, 3 o'clock, really started to blossom in around Loudoun County. And speaking of Loudoun County and other counties here, we've had plenty of percentages of power outages here. And we're looking at about 26, 27% of the district under without power, 24, 25% in Charles County, and about 10 to 11% in St. Mary's counties without power this evening. Hopefully, all those power companies that you're dealing with and all the homes, they get their power back in short order here. Planning your evening tonight, though, again, you see partly cloudy to mostly clear skies after 1 o'clock or so, as temperatures will slide out of the 70s and get into the upper 60s. Will tomorrow be a really good day? Well, you have to stick around. I'll have your 7-day and also your Sunday forecast coming up.
Potentially 1 in 4 customers in DC without power. That is incredible. Thank you, Scott. We start our show tonight with breaking news out of Virginia. We have a possible storm-related death. According to Prince William County Police, they say a 43-year-old man was found dead inside his home on Holly Hill Drive in Dumfries. But as of now, the exact cause of death has not yet been confirmed. We'll keep you updated as we learn more. And it's been another day of severe weather around the DMV. People are cleaning up after powerful winds and rains made their way through the area. It was hard to miss it. One of the hardest hit areas, Montgomery County, 2 nights in a row now. DC News Now's Dave Laval was in Silver Spring, where some of the worst damage happened. Take a listen.
The family that lives in the home behind me is looking for a new place to live. Their home is no longer safe, an unfortunate casualty of Saturday's storm. This home along Charles Road near Gridley Road in Silver Spring is not safe for people to live in it. We're told as many as 3 trees fell on it during Saturday's storm and destroyed it. The Red Cross is working with the family to find temporary housing. Fallen trees are a common sight around Montgomery County. Crews remove a tree that fell on this SUV next to the entrance of the Grand North Bethesda Apartments and Wisconsin condominiums.
I've never seen anything like this, and I grew up here.
Ken Hirsch lives in the Wisconsin. The tree fell hours after his building lost power.
The force of the winds, but it lasts for such a short time. It just is amazing. It starts, and within 10 minutes it's gone, and then it's clear.
The SUV belongs to a member of the County Emergency Management Services. She and others spent the day helping tenants in both buildings who lost electricity following Friday's storm.
Taking care of all the people hard working here for us, very good people.
Renato Giussi lives in the Grand. He says management is doing its best to take care of those who live there.
They give us food and water, and they really doing a good job.
Crews remove fallen trees as quickly as they can, but there is still a lot more to be cleared. Several roads remain closed due to fallen trees and branches. Crews are working to clear the debris as quickly as they can. Meanwhile, Pepco crews are working to restore the power as fast as possible. In Silver Spring, Dave Laval, DC News Now.
Thank you, Dave. And cars, again, crushed across our area. In the district alone, several, like right here in Northwest, this Honda Civic just pummeled, and this Ford here as well. DC Fire says around 5:20, they found a car with people inside on Foxhall Road. 2 people were sent to the hospital, one with serious injuries. The other had minor injuries in that wreck. And a tree also came down on top of a man's car as he entered the Sheridan Circle traffic circle. He told us he credits Secret Service for responding to the scene and helping to get out of his car. You can see right here, clearly beaten up, that was stuck under the branches. Secret Service helped pull the car out. He was not hurt in that incident, but he was quite shaken up, we're told. And those who couldn't duck and cover, our first responders in the DMV. Our cameras captured them hard at work, and the departments themselves. Like here, DC Fire and EMS shared photos online too, out to ensure your safety and begin to address the damage done. Developing now, a 29-year-old Maryland mother is facing charges after neighbors rescued her 5-year-old child from a hot car. And with temperatures reaching potentially dangerous levels this weekend, well, the Hyattsville police chief is urging everyone to continue to look out for kids and pets who may be in danger. Our Annalisa Gale sat down with the chief.
With heat advisories all around the DMV. On Friday, just before 9 a.m., Good Samaritans called Hyattsville police about a 5-year-old girl locked in a car alone.
It was probably about 85 degrees.
With temperatures rising, the neighbors in the 3800 block of Oliver Street tried to comfort the girl while they waited for police to get her out.
The engine was off. The windows were just cracked a few inches. And our officers met with a Good Samaritan who had discovered the child there. They were able to force entry into the vehicle through the window and get the door unlocked and get the child out. She was hot to touch, but in good spirits.
Chief Jared Towers says their investigation showed that the child was inside the car alone for several hours. Her 29-year-old mother is now facing charges, including child neglect and reckless endangerment.
The child has been placed with a family member. You know, when you leave someone in a car and something goes wrong and they can't get themselves out or they can't help themselves, like a pet or a small child, it's a life or death situation.
According to the National Safety Council, so far this year, 14 children have died after being found in hot vehicles in parts of the country.
People need to be aware that when there's a heat index, it needs to be taken seriously. The Good Samaritan deserves recognition and commendation. I'm extremely proud of that person for taking the time to realize what's going on and be aware of their surroundings.
In Hyattsville, Annalisa Gale, DC News Now.
Some tough details there. With that sweltering heat from this past weekend, Good Samaritans helped neighbors stay hydrated in Maryland. An addiction recovery home in Hagerstown handed out cold bottles of water in the Jonathan Street neighborhood yesterday. Organizers with Brooks House say it's all part of the city striving to overcome challenges. The group says that they'll keep handing out water in the area based on the duration of that tough heat.
You can tell that substance abuse is a big problem in Hagerstown, and so we're just trying to help them out, and if they want help, great. If not, we're just giving them some water.
And developing now out of the district, DC police need your help finding the suspect in an early morning shooting that left 2 people dead on Friday. DC police say they responded to calls of shots fired on 6th Street in Southeast just before noon. When they got there, they found 2 victims, 56-year-old Charles Luster Jr. and 20-year-old Tyjon Clayton. One was found dead at the scene, while the other was transported to a nearby hospital where they later died. Police are offering a combined $50,000 reward for details into any arrests. And staying in the district, police have made several arrests in carjackings perpetrated by teenage boys. According to police, the teens responsible were arrested this Friday. According to them, a 16-year-old was charged with 2 carjackings, a 15-year-old with 4, and a team of 17-year-old and 15-year-olds charged with another 10. Police are still investigating any further incidents. If you have any knowledge of a similar case, contact MPD. And earlier this week on the Metro, it wasn't your average baby delivery, certainly not in the hospital. Our Tosin Fakile looks at how Metro workers race to help a new mom.
3 Metro employees being recognized after they helped a woman who went into labor on a train. Metro just released that video yesterday. It happened 2 weeks ago, and as you can see it all in this video. The employees were working on the new Carrollton station platform when the woman went into labor. They helped her deliver the baby right there on the train. And Metro General Manager Randy Clark commented on the workers' quick thinking, saying they stepped up and took care of business. That's a life experience for them on one side and mom and baby on the other side. He also went on to say it's good to see some feel-good stuff happening in this world. Shout out to those Metro workers. We were told that baby is healthy and so is mom. In the studio, Tosin Fakile, DC News Now.
Great news there. Heroes, indeed. We're looking at another billion-dollar jackpot also tonight. No one took home the Mega Millions top prize after last night's drawing, so the total is up to an estimated $1.05 billion, a pretty penny. It's the 5th billion-dollar jackpot in the lottery's history. The lump sum cash payment comes in at just under $528 million. Remember, your odds of winning the jackpot are about 1 in 302 million.